In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat there. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smile. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up, I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Good morning to the DMV and the rest of the world. This is your girl Reese, aka the best that ever did it, aka thank God it's Friday, aka this is Freaky Friday. So really thank him. It's cold outside, y'all. The hawk is blowing. So today I have my special guest in the building. We have quite a few guests in the building. But let me bring in my host, my co-host, my guy, Miss Sweet Lady B. Good morning.
Good morning. What's going on?
Cold, baby, cold.
You ain't gotta tell me.
And all this extra padding ain't working.
That ain't to keep you warm, it's to keep other people warm.
Oh, thank you. Well, we got a full house today. Let's bring in our next.
Oh, she done frozen. She froze again, y'all. Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning, Michelle.
Good morning,
Michelle and Yogi.
Yes.
Okay, you guys look like a swirly swirl from Wendy's. Chocolate and vanilla swirl. Here we go. But that's good. That's good. We got a little flavor going on. Okay, and who else do we got that popped in?
That's Jess.
Jess, what's up, Jess?
How y'all doing today? Freaky Friday.
Friday, yes. Woo. All righty. So that's all we have in the house for now. Let's get it. First, Lady B, before we get into our conversation and topics today and all that good stuff, honey, you know you got to spill the tea. What's going on, boo?
So, sad news. Former Broncos running back Ronnie Hillman, he dies at 31. He had cancer.
Ooh.
Yeah, so he passed away. The Broncos expressed their condolences on social media on Thursday, but he passed. So rest in peace, brother. So we got a police impersonator running around DC. A man impersonating a police officer shot 2 people in a Washington, D.C. home before fleeing. On December 20th, the man was wearing a police vest with a badge slung over it, approached a home on Clay Street in Northeast D.C., and he shot him. He wore a black mask, and they're looking for him right now. So you got to be careful who you open your doors to. People out here doing crazy stuff, and ain't no telling who door he might knock on next.
Wow.
Yep.
Popos. You can't even trust the popos. Is the popos really the popos? We don't know
Huh.
that.
I mean,
Nope.
it's like not to be dark or anything, but tis the season. What's kick door season? That's old school tactics. It lowers people's guard if they see somebody with a badge and vest on, but that's old school. People been doing that forever. It's sad when it happens, but it's that time of year where people, you know what I mean, you can get along other times of the year and have less than other people, but this time of the year it kind of strikes the ego of some people. It sparks a little bit of fire of nefarious activities in their heart.
Yeah, that's definitely because they're talking about the porch, what they call them, porch bandits. They stealing people's packages and
Yes,
robbery going on, all this stuff. It's
yes.
crazy out here. I'm telling you, it's crazy. And they talking about how sex trafficking has rose during the holidays. Man, we got to be careful out here for real.
For real.
Okay, so the
Yes.
next bit of news is a government shutdown. 1 week.
Again, ugh,
Yep.
they
They
do
have
this
till
every
Friday.
year at this time.
Every
Every
year.
year.
Happy holidays.
I mean,
Yep.
to be honest, for the people that work for the government, they still get paid. So like they're off. They're just off, and then they get reimbursed for the days when they reopen it. But for like the average person, it don't really do anything for us. It don't. It doesn't. I mean,
Yeah, well, lawmakers in Washington, D.C. have until midnight Friday to pass a short-term funding bill to avoid a partial government shutdown and give negotiators more time to work on a long-term spending bill. So we're gonna see what happens, y'all. You
Okay.
know how that goes sometimes. But on I had to find some good news to to go with that. I read a story this morning about an older Caucasian lady, and she's in her 60s, and they asked her what was her one regret. She said breaking up with her boyfriend in college. So she was in love with this young black guy, and basically her parents were racist. So her mother asked her, she said, "How can you bring the family to an open shame?" So because of the pressure from her family, she ended up breaking up with him. So years later, she looked for him and she found him in a nursing home.
Oh.
She found him in a nursing home and she still loved him. He was bedridden because of some health issues. He had become homeless and all this stuff. This lady took him home with her. She's now taking care of him and she married him like 2 weeks ago.
Oh.
Oh, bless
Yep,
her heart. She must have really loved this guy.
she did. And he can barely talk, but he told her, he said, "I've always loved you." So that just goes to show love, true love never dies.
That's so sweet.
Yep.
Wow.
So
That's
there
this
we
is
go,
true
y'all.
love.
Yeah.
Wow, wow, wow. Hey, you guys, are you guys liking and sharing the show? For those out there, share the show to get your friends and families, everybody in looking and watching the show to let them know, like, look, hey, because I'm doing my part. Look, I got questions today for the panel.
Oh my.
Oh Lord.
Yes, I got questions. You know, with it being a holiday and all that good stuff, you know, so if families getting ready to get together and all that good stuff, you know, and Michelle's parents, God bless their heart, God bless their racist heart. They're driving up from Florida. Michelle's the one that said that her parents is racist. So I'm sorry. So
Mom's is cool. Mom's is cool. Mustache, she gonna be all right.
Yeah. We'll see.
it's okay, Larry. So you know, you just flip it around. Just be like, guess who's coming to dinner on another level? You know,
Oh
look,
wow.
get my book. Get Shades of Blue and give it to Michelle. Let them read Shades of Blue.
Okay. All
Let your
right.
mom read it.
All right.
Yogi,
Is it mom read it?
Yogi, you remind me of the guy from Ashford and Simpson. I swear you do.
Nick Ashford.
I keep looking at him. I'm like, oh my God.
I told y'all solid as a rock. Come on, Just sing that song.
It's not.
Nick Ashford.
It's not a bad.
right now.
But it's not a bad thing. I love
You're
them.
quite handsome.
I love them.
Nah,
he got long, beautiful dreads.
We were
Nick
just at
Ashford had a
Bar
perm.
and the Gwen Factor said that.
Yeah.
But I was the first one that said it. What did I not, Michelle?
Yes, you did, my love.
I was like, I said, do you know who he looked like? Because they couldn't figure out who you look like. I said, I know. That's Nick Ashford.
Yes. Yes.
Look at that beautiful smile and that your beard and everything. Come on, sing it. Can you sing, Yogi?
Oh my God! Leave the man alone.
Can you sing a little bit?
I have singers. I'm known as an MC and a radio and TV personality, artist development coach, and A&R. That's
A&R.
I'm not.
It's funny that you mentioned that because
I know. I just heard about. Just came on my radar a couple days ago.
Appreciate that.
We're doing a show down in the city, and I was very interested. Like your people told me I should look you up. We should definitely link. I'm somewhat of like an OG in the region. I've worked with like a lot of the bigger labels and a lot of the bigger and when I was out on the mic, like I was hitting like Howard Theater headlining for like Howard Homecoming, Fillmore, like the U Street circuit, Easy Street, all them, like Kenilworth and all them, Killer Corn, like we definitely should link. I can definitely get you some rotation. I have my services are to all 50 states, 4 territories, and 42 countries right now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Appreciate the opportunity. Appreciate that.
So how did the show go, Jess? We didn't get to talk to you yesterday.
Yeah, I was kind of like my voice was kind of gone a little bit, but the show went excellent. It went excellent. There was a lot of supporters out there. I mean, when I say, man, we had the biggest table out that thing. I couldn't believe it. Like there was so many supporters, man, and I did my thing up there. You know, and everybody came up, you know, and congratulated me, told me, you know, this is my first time performing like on the stage, especially with a go-go band. You know, I had to represent, you know. It was we was at the Shock Bar. We was at the Shock Bar right there on Prairie Highway. And the go-go band called The Band. Actually my cousin, that's his band. And they did the damn thing. I ain't gonna hold you, you know.
I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. That's what's up.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
That's dope. That's real.
We gotta keep it moving. We gotta keep it moving. Our community keep building, keep moving. You know what I'm saying? And you know, I understand it's a struggle out here for real.
Oh yeah.
It's a struggle out here, but we got to support each other and love on each other. You know, if I could have been there, Jess, but I was rooting for you. I was like, Jess going on tonight. So, you know.
January the 4th, everybody.
January 4th, 7303 Georgia Avenue. You already know. January 4th, 8 o'clock, be down there. You know?
When I have my next event for mental health, I'm going to have to get you come up there and do a little something for me.
Yes, ma'am. I'm there. You already know.
Something.
Yeah. You know, I thought it was gonna be like five or six people that was gonna come out that night, but man, it turned out to be like almost 20. So I was like, wow. Man, we was taking chairs from the other tables. You know what I mean? Just to have everybody around our table. Everybody kept saying, "Jess, you ready? You ready?" And I'm outside. Come on top of my dome, letting them have it. You hear me? So it was like, wow. I was like, yeah. So Palm Park was in there real deep. Steph from Palm Park was there. You know, Lil Rob, everybody was in there, man. I'm trying to tell you. Like, it was nice. It was real nice. Grown and sexy, ain't nobody act stupid. You know what I'm saying? Everything was love.
That's a good thing. Now we got to get Molly out there, and we got Rico out there. We got so many talented people around us. It's crazy.
Yes.
And I'm sorry I couldn't have been there, but I was at a mic riff with Michelle, and Yogi was there too.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were doing our thing, laughing and joking, and that event went well too.
Yeah,
So they say.
Bless.
She even helped me out with one of my jokes, and she pulled a lollipop out of her cleavage. It was great.
She always pulling something out them girls.
It's funny because another comedian, remember, Angie was like, they think I got fake boobs. Angie was like, these are real titties. She saw my boobs are real. Michelle told them these are real boobs. They are real. They think I got fake boobs.
Oh, wow.
You know, I don't know. It's like pockets and this magically appear and disappear. I can do that. It's a talent. Not everybody with big breasts can possess.
I possess that talent. I'm just telling you. I ain't on the stage, but I possess that talent.
You can pull stuff out, grab it out your head too. That's not
Hey, Marley said magic boobs.
Yeah, he said magic boobs.
You know, because I'm just.
But I tell you what, when she go to the movies, I bet you she don't hit that concession at all.
Popcorn butter.
That's right.
She don't go to the bar. She just go to the bathroom. She got ice and everything in that.
Hot dog.
One time,
oh Lord,
economy in this economy.
You're right.
Oh, Molly said that Reese made him disappear one time. Good morning, Dee.
I remember last time he said that the other day. He said you can go to jail for that shit. try to hug me with your titties and shit.
Girl,
you trying to smother him and shit.
Boobs can be dangerous. That's why I turn to the side like, okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Kill somebody.
Lady B showed me the side boob because before, you know, she told me she said people at church do this when you turn to the side and you hug people. I was coming on full thought like, come in, you know. I did not know, you know.
Oh my.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know that. No wonder why so many of the male comedians like to give me hugs.
Yeah. They like boobies. It's like being back in childbirth. They're used to the boobs.
See, I didn't know that, you know, but now I know about the side hugs and stuff. So
you gotta get a side hug because some men are boobs, you know, they love some boobs. You mess around and somebody be following you home.
Yes.
Okay. Well, I got some questions for the panels, right?
Okay.
Now, since you know, I know Justice married and Michelle's all booed up. Look, Lady B, me and you, we on the market. Me and you and Molly, we on the chopping block, meat market. How much you gonna go for?
Girl, I'm telling you, the dating game is hard. I'm just like, man, y'all tripping. Especially after being in a relationship for 6 years and then have to be back in the game. I'm like, nah, it's too much.
It sucks. I told you they put doo-doo in the dating pool. Somebody started in there for real.
But then you don't want to get complacent. Like, I'm good single. Nah, I'm not. I need a warm body, but I ain't gonna do anything to get it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. I ain't gonna say what I will and won't do because I don't know yet. You know, with the limits other than giving them sexy eye contact and you know.
Okay, I know my limits.
So Yogi and Jess, when you guys was out there looking, did you care if the woman could cook or not? Was that on you guys' radar, or do men think about that? Do men think about that at all?
Yeah.
I'll speak on that real fast, Yogi, if you don't mind. It wasn't on my radar. Honestly, it wasn't because I already knew how to cook. You know what I'm saying? You know, if a man already knew how to cook, we ain't gotta really depend on that woman to cook for us. You understand what I'm saying? You should already know these things. Like, you know, you gotta look at it like everybody gonna be in a relationship. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you gotta be by yourself, so you gotta know how to do for yourself. You know what I mean? That's my thoughts on that.
I agree.
Okay.
I agree. For me, it's like I know how to cook. I cook quite well. Like I,
Wait a minute, we got some in the
for
background noise interfering.
if she, I mean, she's Italian, so Italians cook. So I mean, but nah, like that wasn't something that was like a make or break thing for me. I was single before she and I linked. I was single for a while. Like we had a whole clique. We were the single, successful, and celibate boys. We traveled. And,
Wait a minute, did you say single, successful, and celibate?
Yeah.
we
Well,
were.
if you celibate, I buy a bit.
Oh, that's what happened when she broke my celibacy.
I love.
Let's
Yeah.
throw one of them boys over here, Yogi. I'll catch him.
Yeah.
Throw one of them single, successful men this way.
Nah, there was one that already tried to get in the club, and homeboy, like first date, took her first date, right?
Oh Lord.
Now the homeboy's 24, but he does very well for himself. So the girl he started dating was 20 years old, right? So the first date, he took her to upstate New York to a Buffalo Bills game and to Niagara Falls for the first date.
And not only what did he also have her do?
Met his family, his extended family that lives in upstate New York.
Wow.
He lived in the DMV, right? So like birthday, like her parents and everything else like that, invited them to the crib. He owns his own house and all that other.
At
Like,
24.
yeah, he got a Harley, got his dream truck. You just buy hot tubs and shit when you go out. If you see something that he wants, he just grabs it, takes trips. Like he was he was part of the clique where we went down to he went down to Texas with me. We were looking at investment properties, but Shorty fucked him up again. So he was like, "Young, I'm good. I'm good. I ain't dating for a minute, yo." He's like, "I'm just not." Because what happened, Shorty was like, I don't feel the same way about it. He was like, cool. And he was just cut it. I was like, you ain't gonna talk about it. He was like, nah, I'm not gonna waste my time.
Wow.
But
So
that happens.
wasn't ready.
That happens a lot with men now. So it's like when women say like the dating pool is harder, I understand that because the people that are actively like it comes like on my side too. The women that were actively in the dating pool, it wasn't like they were bringing anything of quality to my life. They just were like attractive and wanted to like, get physical, and that's cool. But like, if when I look for somebody, it's like a yin and yang thing, like to be able to help balance me out, but understand like the plight of like being in entertainment and shit. It's like I tell people it's very difficult for people that aren't entertainers or in the entertainment business to date an entertainer. Because they don't understand the value of their time. Like they're going after something that they believe is going to change their life. And sometimes somebody can feel unprioritized in that person's life.
Yes.
And because it's like something I say when I coach. You can't expect anybody to go as hard towards your goals as you because it's your dream. It's not their dream. You can share the vision, but they don't know what it feels like when you have these dreams and then when you wake up with that ambition. And if you date somebody that doesn't understand that, they try to extinguish your flame or try to belittle your plight, it can be damaging. So like when you go to date, those are the things I look for is compatibility. I look for like somebody that has something going on in their life because if you just want to be Yogi one of Yo's lady and just go everywhere I go, you're gonna burn out on that fast.
Exactly.
Wow.
Yeah. Well, he said most women require men to be successful. That may be the problem, in my opinion. Well, I'm gonna respond to that. I think different people have different definitions of successful. See, you may be speaking on money terms, cars, and things of that nature. I look for a man who's successful in knowing who he is, successful in being a family man. Somebody who can communicate. Success is just like most people would say, well, Bernice, you're not successful. Yes, I am. I raised 9 children. I'm a speaker. I'm doing my mental health thing. I'm a poet. I own a small business. I'm successful. And that's in my eyes. Money for me doesn't make a person successful all the time. You know what I'm saying? To each their own. And I agree with Yogi when I'm looking for somebody to balance who I am because I was in a relationship where I shared my dreams with this person, and I'm like, okay, you know, what am I gonna get? Are you with me or whatever? And it didn't match up because he was content being at home, going to work, coming home. I said, I'm not content with that. I got a goal. It's something I'm trying to do with my life. There's some people for me to reach. So it didn't work out that way because I'm ready to go and you complacent.
Well, I think something that on what he said about most women requiring a man to be successful, I don't see that as true. Like in today's day and age, like when you see the fruitation of people that like I was born in '78, right? So like I'm 44 years old. So in my time, in my like 20s, and in like the '80s, when I was like coming up and starting to understand like socialization, relationships, watching my aunties date, watching like my mom and dad like marriage develop, and then all that, what I saw more of was women wanted a man with goals. They like ambition. I see it a lot like in my 9 to 5 business. I'm a sales consultant and I train for an arborist company. So it's like I have young men that I teach how to climb trees and teach species of trees and all this other stuff. And it's like something that I look for in an employee, especially in like a younger guy, is his ambition. Like, what is your goal in being here? Don't just come here for a paycheck. Like, I want you to learn something out of this. And a lot now, there's so everything's been so microwaved and shortcut that I think that a lot of women find men that lack ambition because they feel like, well, I don't need to put in as much effort to make money. And like you said, sometimes it's not about money. It's like if you're rich and you just sit at home all day, you're going to bore a girlfriend.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you're like, I just want to stay in and watch movies all the time. It's like you never want to go anywhere. You never want to do anything. You don't want to elevate from where you're at. Even it's like, I don't like people that get comfortable. Like if you're not striving for something in your life, if you don't have a goal, like if you're doing good in your 9 to 5 life, but you have like something you want to do personally and you suppress that, that's going to eventually start to affect our relationship because I'm going to go towards my goals and you're going to build resentment.
Yeah. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Definitely. And does that interfere, you guys, when you see a career-driven woman hard on her goal, going to school, going to work on her grind because she know that she's going to get someplace or she got to get someplace, do that make you feel like I said, especially if your woman make more money than you, do you feel less than? Or do you feel like, what can I give her? She got everything she needs. She got her own house, her own job, her own career. What can I add to her? Do you guys get intimidated by that?
Look, I'll be honest. Let's be real honest. Okay. When I was like a teenager, right? Most of the guys that I knew, they weren't thinking about like some guys I knew like scholarship, some guys I knew like they got into like family business. Some of us joined the military young, but most of us at that age in like the early through like the late 90s, we were out hustling. We were about money. The market was wide open. Law enforcement wasn't as developed, and across the country, you could get bags and never even be a big boy on the block. This was pagers and payphone era. But during that same time, a lot of the women that are the same age as us now, they were going to cosmetology school. They were going to nursing school. They were in college completing their degrees. They were cute and they were out on the block. But while we were out on the block and that we were street life in it, they were getting their shit together. It was just normal in their past. So now later in life, as we've gone through like our bumping our head against the wall out on the street life and starting to understand the equity of our being, women now at our age have been in their careers for 8 to 10 years making 6 figures. Women have already focused on, I run into a lot of single mothers who own their own home, raise their children, don't give a shit about child support. Their kids are spoiled. Their kids go to every camp. Their kids get anything and everything they want. And they bought a home in a good school district, no HO, all that shit. Vacation all over the world. And if you want to be with a woman like that, there's a song that says you have to understand that like she wants you. She doesn't need you. But if you allow that to affect the way that you approach a woman, then you're a weak-minded man, and you need to check your ego. I'm not
Thank you.
find you unattractive because you make more money than me. All I would expect is you to not let that domineer like anything in our relationship. But
right. I understand.
and I am gonna get. That's gonna motivate me as a king to get my bag up.
There you go.
Right.
I may not be able to match you, but
Yeah,
you gonna watch me work to get my bag close to your bag. You know what I'm saying?
right.
Like I'm gonna get you the same kind of gifts you give me.
Thank you. You know, I
There you
had
go.
someone tell me, a guy, he was like, you know what, Reese? He said, I think you look for excuses in a man not to date. And I said, huh? He said, women today look for more excuses not to date a man than to date him. Just, do you feel that way? I mean, I'm sorry, you're not dating anymore. Neither is Larry, but when you were dating, did you feel that women look for, or you know, when you talk to the fellas,
Yeah.
do you guys think that women look for more excuses not to date than to date? Not to date a man. A reason why not to date a man.
No, when I was dating, I should be honest with you, I was really never dating. I'm gonna just be honest.
You was just screwing?
Yeah. Back in the day, I was hitting, quitting, forgetting. You know what I'm saying? That was my mom. Honestly, I love the sex. I love the sex. I was a freak. You know what I'm saying? But that's my old. You know what I mean? Everybody got a pass. But you know, no. Personally, no. I can't even answer that question. I'm gonna be honest with you, because I was never really dating.
I don't.
I mean, for me, dating was a little bit different. Like I was like in a dominant like organization, so like we all, like, our women were our women, and then like most of the women that dated the guys that like were directly around me, they all knew each other, so like we didn't really have to deal with all that. When I joined the army when I was 16, I made a decision that
Wait a minute. How did you join the army at 16?
I dropped out of college. I wasn't doing as well in college as I thought I would.
Well, go back one more. What did you do before that? You emancipated yourself from his parents.
I had to get emancipated to be able to accept my scholarships. That's when I was 15 when I started. I was in college at 15, and then I dropped out when I was 16.
Yeah.
Made me eligible for the army, and then went into the army. I did logistics and armory.
I thought you had to be 18 to get in the army.
He was emancipated.
I was emancipated.
You were emancipated.
Yeah, my parents lived in Frederick. I was going to Towson State University. I lived in White Marsh by myself. Well, I lived in a basketball house. I was a scholarship student for basketball and track.
Oh
yeah, because he's a giant.
Right,
like when I was
like 6'3"?
6'3", 220.
Yeah, he's a giant.
But when I joined the army, I made a decision that I dated older. Like I was 16, but I dated women that were like 35, 36. Some of them had kids, some of them could. But the main thing was that most of the women I dated couldn't have kids. I was very career oriented, but I was like very much I geared into being an adult very young. So it's like I didn't really want to go to the club. I like taking trips.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that was me. Like me, it was like Sunday, no TV, Luther, clean up the house, lay on the couch, shine boots, iron each other's uniforms, get ready for the work week. You know, fuck all day.
Yeah.
That was more my speed when I was like 16, 17, 18. So like the dating when I like I didn't have my first kid until I was 34.
Wow.
And that was because I dated so many women that had kids, and I was a stepdad, and I was always a great dad, and I'm a godfather and all that. And I had that like syndrome of always being the bridesmaid and never the bride. So I wanted my own child to raise.
Yeah.
But even with that decision, that for me, I've never really dealt with like women being like, well, I can't. I've had the opposite where women are intimidated to date me.
Intimidated to date you?
Yeah, where like they'll want to like be physical to have an experience with me. They want to experience who I am, but they don't want to date me. They feel like it's too much to date me.
Because he was too successful. But
Yeah.
I understand that concept. I do. I understand that concept because with me, with dealing with low self-esteem for so long, I'm like, he out of my league.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Not giving credit to who I am as a woman. So I understand the concept of him saying, women are intimidated. Because ultimately, I can't speak for most women, but I want to make sure I'm bringing something to the table.
Like Michelle and I met on an even playing field, which was like very comfortable for me. Like we met on my my TV show, on like my radio show, and so it was easier for me to communicate with her. My guard was more down because we were on a plane that we both were in public eye.
And in my defense, I did not Google him at all. I just when the guy asked me if I wanted to be his co-host, all I did was look at his picture. I'm like, shit, he's hot, sure.
Sounds like Michelle.
But just on some real, that was refreshing that she had never listened to any of my music, never saw any of my videos, didn't look up anybody I had interviewed. Like I've had Sugar Bear and EU on for their anthology album before PGC and 93.9 got it. I have a relationship with like Kool and the Gang, Beyonce's dad, Mystical, PR gurus, actors, actresses. Like I've had the godfather of boy bands, Marshall Thompson from the Skylights, as a personal friend, and she never looked up any of that. Never looked up
Here.
And so, like when we start hanging out, after a while, I thought, maybe like while she had her Google playing in the background, one of my songs would come on, like her history.
Okay, none of that.
That's crazy for me. That made it very refreshing for me because there's no expectation. It's just pure.
Right.
That's what's up.
That's good. That's right there.
And that's why I understand the concept of a lot of men don't present what they have. They just want to see if a woman is into them, So I understand that concept.
Because that goes. Let me ask you, ladies, this one because we had this category on a podcast that I do. What Lady B just described. Do you ladies consider that when a man leads with his money or his position? Do you guys consider that tricking or simping?
Well, let me say what I have to say. I dated a guy who thought that his financial situation was going to help him get somewhere further with me, but it didn't work that way because, like I said, I was working, making my own money, so I didn't care about his money. He throwing up this or throwing big names or taking me here, taking me to, trying to show off. But you know what I had to do? His ego, because I'm very smart and I'm educated. I had to dumb myself down to act like I didn't know certain stuff, so to gross his ego. Like he'd be like, "Oh, honey bunny, this and this and that." He's 12 years older than me, right? So I was like, "Oh wow." He was like, "And that's that this, and I know this and I know that." And I was like, "This, oh wow." I felt like a dumb blonde. And I said, "Wait a minute, why am I
stroking his ego?
Why am I dumbing myself down?" It didn't have nothing to do with the cash. Didn't impress me, but I had to act like I didn't know that he was just so smart. Then it got to a point where it irritated me, and I had to say, "Hold up, Buster." But that was my fault because that was letting him believe that I was one way, and then I really was. I wasn't bringing my true self to the table. I was bringing, oh wow, like the hurt little woman, because a lot of people, I'm strong, I'm outgoing, my mouth. So I was trying something different to see if that would work. So was I simping? Was I tricking?
No, you were doing what most women are taught. Like what most women are like, not to be disrespectful, but most women that like came up in like, if you were walking and talking in like the late 70s, early 80s, it was a lot different. The home dynamic was a lot different overall. If there wasn't mom and dad, there was at least grandma and grandpa that were together. So you saw long-term relationships that worked. a lot of that came with stroking the ego on both sides.
Yep.
You know, a lot of it was taught to, like, you know, you're the one that's supposed to keep your man's spirits up. The home's not supposed to be a place to tear down your man's spirit as you send them into the world to provide. You know, so there was a lot of, I wouldn't say cowering to husbands, but like back in the day, it was like there was a lot of, ooh, you know what, you know, and y'all would save that for like the time that like it was Sundays. It was Saturday mornings. All the women, my aunties, my mom, my big mama, they would all come to my big mama's house, and they would all do each other's nails, and we would watch all the music shows, Casey Kasem's Top 20 Countdown, American Bandstand, Soul Train. We would just sit there. But that's when like they would have, I like to sit there because they had snacks out in the music. But that's when they would talk about all the husbands and boyfriends and the real issues and problems, but they kept that in the family. They didn't go tell their friends. They didn't say "fuck my man" because they brought that to the table at home to the family, and so they got the advice from the older women, from Big Mama, from the older sister, from the auntie, down to like the younger woman in the family. And a lot of times, like, girl, let that man have his shit. Is he paying the bills right now? Pulls, you know, wait till it come around to this, but let this pass before you confront him. Nowadays, what's being taught is to be a strong, independent woman doesn't mean to demean your man or to push a man down. It means to stand like what we were talking about wanting a successful man. I believe that most women want a man that they can build something with. They don't want a man that's going to, just like a man, we don't want someone that wants to jump on board after we've already gone through everything to gain success. We want to build something with you so we have something beyond just our physical that we can rely on to keep ourselves rooted.
Yes.
That's my opinion. In my opinion.
Well, yeah. Well, speaking on my experience as far as dating men with money, I've dated men with money, and I'm not impressed by that stuff. It just doesn't impress me. Like I said before, I need to know who you are as a man. So your money ain't gonna linger me along. It ain't gonna make me say, "Oh yeah, he can do this for me and that for me." Nah, I've been so low that, you know, I've been in such a situation where I've been homeless, lived in shelters, and all that stuff. I'm not impressed by that stuff. So you present me with your money for me, I'm like, what are you? I mean, my mindset is, what is that supposed to give to me besides physical things? I need somebody who's going to nourish me. So if you leave with money, I don't know. I guess for me, that's a simp move.
Yeah. And it's funny you say that because I've gone out with men with money as well. I'll admit it, I've gone the sugar daddy route. And it is funny to me that when you get to know these men and you see that's really all they got is money to fall back on. You know, I mean, and money is not everything. There was this one guy that I was seeing, and I was doing a long distance thing, which was my mistake because I don't do that. I know I'm needy. I know I need attention. Long distance for me does not work. But I did it anyway because he was a really nice guy and we hit it off. But yeah, he was able to provide me with material stuff. But when I wanted to actually spend time with him, because I'm now 45, I'm older. I don't really give a crap about your money. Time is what matters. My time, just because I don't make $100 an hour does not mean my time is any less important than yours. As a matter of fact, I might argue, given that I make a lot less than you, I need every fucking second to work, you know? So when he couldn't make time for me, but yet you have all this money, and when he also told me, when I asked him, he made the promise that if I ever needed anything, call him. I needed $75 because I felt like getting my nails done, right? His response was, it started to feel like a little bit of an OnlyFans situation. And at that point I went, well, maybe that's just what I need to do then, and I'll make my own money.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, don't. So again, men with money, they're all talk. They're all talk. You cannot buy love with money. All you get is someone who sees you for the money and the nice things they can get from you. That's it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Because it's crazy that I see a lot of arrogance in men with money. Oh, I have this, so I can get anybody I want. Then go get them. That's my thing. Go get him. I've dated a pastor. He came and picked me up in his 2021 Mercedes sports Benz, whatever it was. I was like, oh, nice car. But he was a jackass. You know, because you got money. Oh, send me these pictures. I'm like, you're a whole pastor, bro. You're a whole pastor.
In my experience, like some of the most successful people, like monetarily successful, you know, they've had like long extents in entertainment and things like that. Those are usually the most quiet, humble people. Like the people that I know with like long-term money, like that are like, they're good, they're set. They're usually the quiet people in the room. They're usually the observer. They're not very cocky. They're very, they want to be perceived and be treated as everybody else, and not like most people I know with money don't lead with their money. They don't like, it's not that they don't like people knowing that they have money, but that's like most of the millionaires that I know, you would not know they were millionaires just by like hanging out with them.
Right.
You wouldn't know that they own the companies that they own or do the things that they do. But like the louder people and the people that are like, it's like like just in music and entertainment and hip hop, right? To me, the guys that are like taking the time to have like fake money in the guns and shooting, like, you know, the money guns, shooting money and money off video. I don't believe you.
Yeah, like, exactly.
You know what I mean? Like,
they could rent their chains, they rent their cars, everything is rented to look like. One of the rappers said that to look like they got money, they have to rent these chains and cars and stuff like that. So I get that. Just what you say.
Yeah, that was Moneybagg Yo that did that. Yeah, he said he used to go home buy the cheapest chains to make it look like he had so much money because he thought that was very, very important to the entertainment to look flashy. You know what I'm saying? And some guys do that for that. You know what I mean? Me personally, I'm, you know, dealing with real life and really speaking from the inside. You know what I'm saying? I like to speak about the realness. You know what I'm saying? Like everything I talk about it happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm going through it. You know what I'm saying? I'm bet. You know what I mean? Stuff like that. So ain't none of that cap and stuff.
Flashy. You ain't wearing $50,000 chains.
Nah. Put that into a trust fund for your kids. You know what I'm saying? If you got children, you know what I mean? Be smart with it. You know, invest. You know.
You got another question, Reese?
Yes, but I just wanted to tell you what Molly said. Molly said the loudest one in the room is the brokest, and like Molly said, smoke and mirrors. I have another question.
It's an old saying: "The empty wagon make the most noise."
I like that.
I want to know about sex and dating. When you guys out, you men that you're dating, if somebody give you sex on the first date, do you guys look at that as her being fast, or do you look at that you guys are going into the feeling that you're getting swept up in the moment? Because I never thought that the first date that if you have sex on the first date, the man will never marry you. But I got a girlfriend who actually met her guy in a club. They came home, had sex the first day, and they married. They've been married for almost 30 years now.
Oh wow!
What the what?
Sex.
Came out and gave it up.
We locked in together. Yeah, we locked in together. Yeah. Me personally, as a man, I can't speak on that. You know what I'm saying? But as a teenager, when I was a child out there running the streets, you know what I'm saying? I looked at it like we both looked for the same thing. You know what I'm saying? My thing was I couldn't just be with one. You know what I'm saying? That's, you know, I had the wrong mind, you know what I mean, back then when I was younger, but I was fast, like real life, you know what I mean? Really roaming the streets for real. So I thank God, man, that I ain't end up, on the rough side, because there was a lot of diseases and stuff going on back in the 90s, man. Like real life.
AIDS,
Yeah.
bad.
Bad. And I was surprised, like, yeah, God really looked over me. Like really. But yeah, there's a lot of females that I done smashed and like Yogi said, man, look, when I was 14, 15 years old, I was smashing all people that was 32. Not to brag about it, but I was doing that,
Yeah.
So yeah, that's real story.
And my friends was one of the victims. He had victimized one of my friends, and I was ready to whoop her ass because I'm thinking that's child molestation. And they all said no. I came on to her. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah,
she was telling him no, and he forced himself on her. Now how is that? I'm like,
my mom tried that with me once.
What?
When I was 19, I was an E5. I was a sergeant. I was an E5. I had gotten my E5. I just came out of like airborne air assault and rigor school, and my mom and I didn't have the greatest relationship, but like they hadn't told me to come home. And my mom's a retired corporate attorney for FDIC, so like most of her friends are female corporate attorneys, and she had people over, and so I came over, and we were, it was like a dinner party thing. And so my mom sat me next to one of her friends, and I was like, whatever. And then start talking about how we should get together because it would be great for me to be with a successful, mature woman on my path to success, and how she was a good woman and shit. And I'm like looking at my mom.
Your mom's pimping you out?
Pretty much.
She just wanted to make sure her baby was good. You know what I mean?
But like in fairness to and culturally, we're African and Japanese. So like culturally on both sides of our culture, there is a set thing of like arranged marriages and successful families. But like I'm like, we ain't that. Like y'all are good. I'm on my way to being good, but we ain't that. We're not doing that.
But the sex, that's the question. If you have sex with somebody you just meet.
Like I said, like I broke my celibacy with her, and we had talked and had been on like video calls and interviewing people together, like on the show for a while before we actually met in person. But when we met in person, broke my celibacy and like but like we go strong. Like I believe that we have a strong relationship. Like I live and work about an hour and a half away from her. And I see her about 3, 4, 5 times, 3, 4, 5 days out of the week.
That's great.
And she's a mother, I'm a father. She has 3 children, I have 3 children. You know what I mean? So like that's on top of my responsibilities and everything else. But to me, at my age and as my experience, I like to cut to the point. And if there's like other things in common and the chemistry's there, then at my age, I'm not really like, we're also a lifestyle couple. So we're committed to each other and we don't cheat. But in our lifestyle, we have sex with other people as well. So it's like I went from like that lifestyle to like completely cutting off when I wasn't dating. So like no self-satisfaction, no none of that during my celibacy stage, to like break that open with someone who had the same type of mentality about sex, about relationships, about her personal goals, and was already somewhere in her life. So to me, it happening on the first day was just like, okay.
Yeah.
And it worked. When I was younger, it didn't matter if it was the first date or not. Like, the first chick to ever break my heart, I waited for. We dated, we didn't have sex, none of that, and I was patient, everything else like that. And then that was the girl that ended up breaking my heart. So like, I don't know, I don't really correlate sex with emotions or feelings too much. But if it's on the first date and it's good.
I mean, that's where he hit it. I mean, at this point in my life, I've been married, divorced twice. I have 3 kids. And for me, I work, I'm doing open mics, my time is limited. I know I have needs. I want to have a companion, basically. And for me, part of that, sex is important to me because I don't go to the gym. The bedroom is my gym.
There
That's
you
it.
go.
That's my workout. So that's
So
why I need to have a competent, reliable workout partner.
So,
Yes.
Michelle, let me ask you, you this. You guys don't have the need to cheat because by you being in a lifestyle, you get to change up partners anyway.
Yeah.
Well,
I
like
mean,
So,
it's similar to
it's
that.
similar to that, but like it's not the intention. Sometimes we go to events where we don't participate with
Mm,
anyone else. Sometimes we don't participate. Sometimes we just
do.
chill and it's the environment. As far as the cheating part, like me living is not that far away, but me living like in the distance that I do, it's expected that when we're not around each other that I don't sleep with somebody else. Us being with other people is something that we do together. If one
Mm,
of us were to do that away from each other, then that's cheating.
mm.
okay. Then you make sure that everybody is safe. How do you know if everybody is safe and disease free in your circle?
Well,
I
ours,
mean, is there a certain circle that you play with,
we have
or
friends. Yeah, we have friends. We have a circle of friends. I mean, essentially, it is a type of community. I mean, these are people who've decided to live life openly in their relationships. And, it is, there is like anything you do, there is a risk. And when you're in the lifestyle, when you're in the community, you're already open, so why wouldn't you be not talking about having safe sex and doing all those things? And for us, I mean, generally when you go to the parties, people have condoms around, and then there are other times where I have a couple that I've been seeing before I started seeing him, and they love him just as much as they love me. So yeah, when we're together, they're basically my friends, lover, and my family. And that's ultimately like kind of the direction that I look to go in. But even before I met him, was that I found a lifestyle where for so long being told I was a slut was a bad thing. You know, that being a slut and being free and easy and loose was a bad thing. And then I got older and I found a book called The Ethical Slut. And then I started hanging out with these people who were, in open relationships. And it's all about communication and being open with your partners. This really is a lifestyle where you found someone who enjoys sex as much as you do and is willing to, go that extra mile with you. And that's something, it's not for everybody. It's not for everybody.
no, it's
I
not.
have friends who think I'm out of my mind for leading with sex when I date. But I said to them, my priorities are different than you in looking for a partner.
Hey,
Wow.
respect, respect.
Hey, to each their.
That-
I always say this: to each their own.
Hmm.
I mean, if it works for you, then I'm happy for you. I ain't knocking nobody thing. But as for me, as far as leading, I'm not gonna. In the past, I have.
Yeah.
Went on the
Look,
first date, the chemistry was there, and I was like, there it is. But other than that, I mean, at my age, I'm 49, and I'd have been through the works. I'd have been married. Like I said, just got out of a 6-year relationship. So at this point, I, I just don't want to be sharing myself with anybody. For me, intimacy is so important. That for me, it's vital. So if I don't want to be sharing myself with everybody. I want one man I can do whatever with, somebody I can trust. Let the freak out in me, but I got to be able to trust you because
right.
I can be with somebody on the first date. You're not going to get all of me. And that's just plain and
Mhm.
simple because I'm there for a purpose, just to get mine and keep it moving. But for me to let go and just be who I am, I need that one person I can just put it on. If you need a different woman, let me get a wig, baby. We can get some costumes and all that good stuff. You know what I'm saying? But I said everybody lives differently. That's why I don't knock nobody's thing.
Mhm.
But I'm almost 50 years old. And I'm just like, look, I done had 9 kids. I done did the family thing and all that stuff. I done had my fun. Now I'm just looking for that partner. I don't want to share you. I don't want none of that because I'm stingy. I'm
Right.
stingy.
You greedy, Bernice. You
I
have
ain't
to be a
greedy. I
I
ain't
strong
ain't
greedy.
greedy.
I'm
I ain't
stingy.
greedy. Yeah,
Stingy. You
yeah.
have to be a strong-minded woman or man to be able to share your partner like that. Because I know Just is jealous. He not my man, but I seen Just react. Oh, you talking to somebody else? Oh, I mean, he would go completely off berserk. And
Back then.
I would go completely off berserk if I see somebody with mine or somebody even talking. You know, because it's like this is mine, my only. This is my boo. Nobody else can do this. I could not give my man. I could not see my man with another woman.
Nah.
I freaked out. I did that. I seen my man with a woman before. My friend had freaked out, and they thought that I was going to take a bottle and bust her upside her head. I threw all his stuff off his dresser, tossing over furniture. I mean, it's like, no. Jay,
can I ask you a question? Is that a part of jealousy?
Is
Yeah.
That is right.
Yeah.
So,
jealous, but it's like you broke your commitment when you tell me it's just going to be you, and I say okay, it's just going to be you, and I give you that respect and put just you there, and you break that. That's not being jealous. That's being you not committed. You messed up on your contract, and that made me feel like I'm being stupid. I don't care who you talk to, whatever, as long as you don't give my goods away, and I won't give your goods away. Let's be clear. It's called communication. Because if you tell me you can play, you can have more friends, I got friends, then I'm like, okay, then I can play too. You know?
Yeah.
Well,
But
good for the goose.
it's just me and you.
Reese, let me ask you a question.
Yes.
Let's say I had an entertainer friend coming into town. They didn't want to go to like a big hotel. They didn't want people knowing they were in town. And I was like, hey, is it cool if my entertainer friend stays at your house like for a couple nights? Like he'll compensate and everything else like that. Would you be all right with that, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, well, who is it? And I was like, oh, Idris Elba.
Look at her face.
Now, if you were living with your man and your man was like, hey, yo, that's Idris Elba, boo, do your thing.
Yeah. No. She ain't got to say nothing. Look at her face.
If my man tell me that's Idris Elba, go do your thing. If he tells me that, it's deuces.
Not go be in a relationship and leave with Idris Elba and be his woman, but hey, yo, he's
just have that night.
While Idris Elba at the crib, girl, I know you like Idris Elba.
That's an indecent proposal. First, Idris Elba is married, and I got to think I'm not doing no married man. I don't care
Idris Elba and his wife are in open relationships. Most famous people that travel 3/4 of the year around are.
REESE.
Oh, but he's in an open relationship.
This is the reality in any relationship, long distance or connected everyday relationship. Sex is very important.
Wow. I can't.
So if Idris Elba was staying at your crib and your man that you live with, right, that knew Idris Elba was coming to stay at your crib for just a couple of days, and it's probably the only opportunity in your life you would have to have sex with Idris Elba, and your man said it was cool. I'm gonna just go to the Just concert. Y'all handle y'all business.
Oh man, plain and simple. There you go.
I want more. That's why a lot of times I got a friend that I could go to, like a DJ that likes me now, Michelle. Am I right? But I won't go to because I know that I'm not going to be satisfied with a bite. I am a big girl. Do I look like I have ever been satisfied with just a little bite? Especially if it's something good.
Saying that if Idris Elba was staying at your crib and your man gave you the green light, he headed out for the night and told you, girl, it's probably the only time you ever be able to make it happen.
Have fun.
You know what I mean? Like, go ahead and
I can't do it.
Yo, self.
Because let me ask you. Okay. So,
put it in another format because that one I'm not going to do because it's not worth it.
That you're not being honest.
No, I never cheated. That would be that would be cheating.
That's not cheating. If your man said, "Handle your business,"
I ain't gonna do it.
I never had a pass like that. I never had.
You know what?
Because
Idris Elba forgot to tell you Denzel needed to stay too.
I don't like Denzel. But if it was Prince, when Prince was living, all birds would have been off. I
So,
would
yeah.
have for Prince. I think I'd have been like, nigga, get out.
Yeah.
There you go.
So,
I
so
can't do
Prince would have got it. Prince could have got it. If he could have got it, I'd have laid on top of Apollonia. Prince could have got laid on.
Lord,
Like, bitches, get out the way.
Why you was in a relationship? Why you was in a relationship?
While I was in a relationship?
Yeah, you would have got on top of Prince.
My man would have known about Prince. That's my one. That's my no hold bars, because he always captured my soul, the music and everything captured all of me. That's how my son was made. So he knows.
You think about Prince.
Reese, when
you thinking about Prince when you and your man y'all came together and did that. You was thinking about Prince. You think you was laying on top of Prince. It was like, fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And that's when Tyree has.
I can't do
it. Relationship, you're not expected to, nor do you expect the other person to find anyone else attractive.
Oh,
no. I know they're going to find somebody else attractive.
I do.
I know they are, because I do.
No.
Yeah.
You got eyes. You can see. You always going to find somebody attractive, male or female. You always. You could be with your man and be like, damn, I got smacked for looking at a guy.
My husband tried to tell me that. He did it.
We was at a
concert. The women attractive, and I'm like, I don't buy it.
At HFS Festival, and I got hit because I was looking at another man, and Simeon snatched my ear. That's when he tried to hit me, but he snatched my earring out my ear, and I'm like, he act like I'm supposed to look down, and I'm like, no, nigga, I'm not
supposed to. But see, there's a difference in looking and lurking.
Yeah.
Look,
that's what I call it. It's a difference. I don't care. There's a difference. There are boundaries, especially if you don't want your man doing it.
You know how I was ugly. Well, if I seen a girl with a big butt, I'm looking at her too like, damn. So if he looking, I don't care. I don't care about looking.
That's something else. I did the same thing with my husband. I'd be like, babe, look at her butt. You know, I was like, her butt is huge. And the first time I did it, he was like, I ain't looking at her. You crazy. You trying to set me up. You know, but the whole thing about it is, like I said, it's a difference between looking. You're going to see somebody attractive, plain and simple.
Yeah.
And I don't care. Go ahead and look. I be like, ain't she bad? I ain't got no problem with it because I'm confident in who I am.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Because I can't hold no man that don't want to be, held on to, period. But for me, I'm not. If somebody offered me that situation, I couldn't do it. You know why? Because I couldn't take it knowing that he was laying with somebody else, especially if I love that person. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? But what I do realize, and I'm not gonna say all men, in my 6-year relationship, my ex was texting his ex-girlfriend, talking to other women. He came on to my niece.
What?
This Negro couldn't take it when my son died. His father came up and I told his father he could stay at my house. Now, me and my ex not together, but he's still coming around. This man's soul like to die. I said, oh, you can't take it. I told him, I said, you can't stand by me and I just lost my son, his father here. That's your problem. I said, I stood by you even when you came on to my niece. So, you know, I realized that a lot of men can't take what they dish out. They can't take it. And I can't take it. So I'm not sleeping with nobody. You go ahead, baby. No, thank you. I ain't opening that door. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So what happens you guys in a lifestyle? What happens if you meet somebody at a lifestyle event and find them more pleasurable than your mate?
We haven't encountered that yet. And I don't
she don't think she's going to. She ain't got to say nothing else.
I'm gonna speak on that real quick. Prime example. I don't go out the house no more. I used to go out the house all the time, like the streets used to be my thing. I chill, you know what I'm saying? I got 5 kids, you know what I'm saying? Family of 7, you know, with me and my wife, you know. I finally stepped out when I went to the Shark Bar and performed. That was, you know, my first time actually being out like that and like in the open like club type, you know, scenery. And I'm up there just dancing, and you know, everybody at the table watching, my father, everybody there, you know what I mean? and they could vouch for this. I'm sitting there dancing with my drink in my hand, you know, going with the go crank you up a little bit. You know what I mean?
Right.
And man, it was a bunch of females. They started swamp. Yeah, a lot of you not. They was doing a three-way thing. One of them grabbing the girl head. The other girl got her boobs and all that out. The one that got the boobs out and stuff. She looking dead at me, right? She looking dead at me in my face. I'm like, damn, she all in my, you know what I mean? She's like, damn, can a dude breathe? Like, I'm stepping off to the side. She coming over there where I'm at talking about, yeah, I like you. You know what I mean? Can I give you my number? I said, nah, sweetheart, I'm married. You know what I'm saying? Everybody watching this.
Yeah, you had your
You know
ring
what I'm saying?
on too?
Yeah, of course, I put my ring. Hey, man, what? Come on, me and my wife, we knew each other since we were 3 years old. You understand me?
I know.
Come on, you know, but I'm telling the world. You hear me? So they know. Now, this about to be 13 years of marriage. You know what I'm saying? In May. Thank God. You know what I mean? I got the right one, and I always said, man, where you been at all my life? You understand what I'm saying? But that doesn't stop the females from trying to, you know, do their thing. But it takes two. It takes two, man. It takes two, real life. And I stone cold witnessed that. And I showed everybody that night. I said, look at this, man. Come on. And it was more than just one. You understand what I'm saying? But you gotta respect yourself and, you know, treat those that you know, treat those with the respect that you want to be treated with, pretty much. You understand what I'm saying?
Now let me ask you this, Just.
Yeah.
If you wasn't married, say I was just boyfriend and girlfriend, if you wasn't married, would you have picked up on one of them little skippies?
I mean, if I got the same type of mind, you know, I'm older now. You know, I'm 41 years old. So, you know, if I had that, if I had the same type of mind that I got now, by going through life the way that you know, the cards that I was dealt in life, you know what I'm saying? Like I went through a lot of stuff, man. Like I had a real rough life. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, with this mindset today, nah, I wouldn't have did it. You know what I'm saying? Not at all. I would have been all about that one. You know what I mean? I totally respect the females, honestly. You know what I'm saying? I never put my hand on any of them. That's totally disrespectful. You understand what I'm saying? I don't like that. I don't condone that stuff.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about.
I'm just saying, even just respect, period. Respect, period. Like I used to disrespect him. I told you earlier in the show, I used to hit it, quit, and forget it. That's disrespectful to me. You understand what I'm saying? But now, with the mind that I got now, I wouldn't do that. Not at all. Even if I had just a girlfriend, you know what I mean? I tried my best to be as faithful as possible. But ain't nobody perfect in this life.
Now let me ask you this. The world don't know, but this is your second marriage that you on. In your first marriage, did you ever have that yearn to step out?
No. My first marriage, the reason why my first marriage went bad, you know what I mean? And I'm not, you know, afraid to let everybody know because I don't hide nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like my wife know my past and all that about me. Now, my first marriage went bad because, you know, my wife, my ex-wife at the time, you know, she was like a stay-home mom. Like she didn't go out. She's do hair all the time. She from Trinidad and Tobago. You know what I'm saying? Now, I always took care of her. You know what I'm saying? I went out there. I'm the one that had the job. You know what I'm saying? The bomb job. And I was also hustling. You understand what I'm saying? So I was moving. Whenever I went to the go-go's or whatever, she was always, hey, babe, you want to go? You want to go? You want to go? It was her choice to say yes or no. You understand what I'm saying? But when I come home from the go-go, I always came home with like flowers. You understand what I'm saying? You know, it wasn't none of that fishy, you know, I'm staying out doing this and doing, nah, it wasn't none of that. You understand what I'm saying? Females try to holler at me then, and I still try to, you know, brush it off, and I did in front of my guys. They witnessed it. You know what I mean? And when I see them moving in a certain way, I talk to them about it. You understand what I'm saying? So that's just being real. I done seen it. I done seen it. Been there, done that, man. I know the end of that. I know the end of that story. How that's going to end. You know?
Yeah, I say it's all about being open and honest.
Yes.
So that's the answer. Is no, you wouldn't do it.
No.
Okay.
Yeah, well.
She left me. We got divorced because I worked too much. You understand what I'm saying? The hours I was working was crazy. You understand what I'm saying? And when I came home, my kids and her was gone. You understand what I'm saying? I did nothing wrong at all. You know, and I went through a depression. It was at the point where I was about to commit suicide because I ain't had not a picture of my baby. You know, was the only thing I had in that damn house. Honestly, the only thing I had in the house. We didn't fight. You know, wasn't no argument or nothing that day. You know, I came home from work. You know, hard day at work. You know, and I go upstairs, and my house is trashed. My kids, everybody gone. I'm like, the hell going on? So I'm running outside. My neighbors told me what happened. You hear me? And I'm like, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know who my kids was for 8 months. Yes.
That's crazy.
You know? Yeah. She left me a box of grits, 3 eggs, and a little bit of water in the damn refrigerator. A lot of you not. You can ask anybody that knows my situation. They seen it. Yeah.
Well, you back now.
Yes.
And you got a good woman. So I'm
Yes.
happy for you. You know what I'm saying?
Thank
And
you. Bless.
hopefully those of us who are single will find that good thing.
Look, I'm looking. I hope 2023 brings somebody decent for me. And I'm celibate too, but that's because my last friend slept with my relative, my family. And I was like, you know what? I ain't got time for this mess no more. And it was somebody that I go on and off with, and we was trying to make it work. And he went out there, and I was like, but they claimed they didn't know that. My sister said she didn't know that was my man. My man said, I didn't know that was your sister. And I was like, you know what? It can happen. It's a small world. Let me just keep it to myself.
It's time to go, y'all.
Yeah.
Time to go.
This was a fun one, guys. Thank you.
Yes, it was.
Thank God. Nice meeting you, Yogi. You hear me? Hey, we definitely gonna link up.
Yeah, yes, you are.
Yes.
I love all you guys, and I appreciate everybody coming through.
Yes, we
couldn't do this without y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. We love you. We love all of y'all. You know what it is.
It's closing time. Last call for alcohol. I want everybody to have a very happy and merry holidays. If you celebrate them, or just celebrate being with your family, and that you got a day off from the government. They're giving y'all Monday off to celebrate, because the Christmas on Sunday, y'all get Monday off. So y'all celebrate, y'all have a good time, and make you do what it do with the family. So that's all I got to say. Hopefully I can give us some dates before then.
We live, we learn, and we keep it moving. Yogi got something to say before he...
Yeah, but whenever I sign off from any kind of cast, I just always want everybody, there's 3 things I ask of everybody. I want everybody to stay up, stay blessed, and stay motivated.
All right.
Stay up, stay blessed, stay motivated.
All right, y'all.
Yeah, I'm gonna say this. For all single, individuals out there, don't be looking for that someone. Let it come to you. You know what I mean?
That's
God knows what it is. You know what I mean? If it's gonna happen, it's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's somebody for everybody. You don't be hawking them. Don't be like lurking. Don't be doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? Let it come to you.
I'm not. Exactly. Good piece of advice. Well, REESE, you done? Okay, this was RMB on the Morning Mac Show. We love you guys, and we'll see you on Monday. Enjoy your holiday.
Yes. Great show, y'all.